Happy evening, everyone. Welcome to the Happy Brain Miracle Masterclass. Thank you for joining in and welcome to this wonderful journey that we are going to start today for today, tomorrow, and day after. Lovely to have your presence. So let me see. Hello. Sohel ji, welcome. So I'd love to know which city you're from and your name. And yeah, that much. Your name and the city you belong to. If you can just mention that on the chat box, that would be wonderful to know. Before that, is my voice clear? Voice is coming across. You can see me also on your screen. Just mention that. Yes. Thanks. So Nilanjana ji from Mumbai. Welcome. Jadip ji from Jadip Pramanik ji. Your location you can mention. Mumbai is from Jad. Yeah, you are also from Mumbai. Abhishek ji from Bangalore. Mani ji from Bangalore, Yuvraj ji from Pune, Nagpur, I can see Abhishek Jha ji is from, Niraj ji from Delhi, Siddharth ji from Mumbai, Mukesh ji from Mumbai, a lot of Mumbai, yeah. From Nagaland, welcome. Viketu ji from Bangalore, I can see Nagaland, from Bangalore, from, yeah, lovely to have a presence. Rajesh Prusti ji from Hyderabad. Wonderful, lovely to have a presence and brilliant. Just before that, voice is clear. Thanks for the response. Wonderful. I love this responses. As it comes, it gives me a lot of energy and I know that you are with me. Lovely. Suniji from Odisha, Jamaji from Kerala. Welcome everyone. Lovely to have a presence. So as we proceed for these 3 days, I'm sure we are going to implement something and learn something, make some changes to our life as we are proceeding through these 3 days of sessions or our course. So without taking much more time, let me just bring in my slides and we'll be straight on into the session. Lovely to see all your responses from different parts. In fact, it's so heartening to see every part of the country is being represented here, although we have relatively a small group, about 65 people are there, but still we are from every part of the country, like a small India being represented out there. I would love to see all of you on cam. Can you all come on camera and we can greet each other with a broad beaming smile? Yeah, lovely to see. I enjoy looking at people, not at the blank screens that are there in front of me. So please do come on and with a smile, let's start this wonderful journey together as we're getting into the space of happiness. Thank you so much for coming on cam. Lovely. I would love to see all of you on the live mode on the camera. That also keep us very engaged and alert as we are going through the sessions. Yeah, thank you. So let me just bring in the slide so that we are on track. We are not getting deviated from the thing. Before we carry on, can I just give me a quick response that the slide is visible? I am visible. My voice is coming clear. If all 3 are good, just write AG, all good. AG in short. Yeah, all good. Yeah, brilliant, lovely, fast moving. Great. Thanks. So Happy Brain Miracle Masterclass. Again, welcome everyone onto this session. And as we are proceeding through, let me again remind that this would be a 3-day session. Before we proceed, couple of hygiene things. Please do keep a pen and paper besides you. So sometimes you have to write something. I would ask you to do some task as we're going through this. Number 2, please take down the number of Gokila. Gokila, can you place your number on the chat board, please? If you're there, Gokila, you can just write your name and your phone number. Please save this number on your device so that when we are sharing something important, you'll be receiving it and it will not be blocked. And you can click on the links as well. Number 2, please pin the group, the WhatsApp group, so that it will be on the top. So all the notifications from our end will be visible to you. These are a few things I thought I'll just remind you of. And we are going for the next about 60 to 70 minutes will be going from right now. So max 8:45 will be closing the session. 8:30 to 8:45, depending on a logical point, will be closing the session. So please keep yourself free for that much of time and let's get into the program. Lovely. Once again, welcome. And here we go. Now, why is this masterclass? why is this masterclass? Just before I proceed, yeah, you are not supposed to put your mobile numbers. I just asked Gokila to put mobile number. Gokila is our team. She's the executive who takes care of all the back end thing. So all the positive things that you are seeing and all the things that have been posted in the group, she's the one who is taking care of. So please keep this number, Gokila's number, saved on a mobile. So that will be of help for you to reach out and seek any help if you need. That's the reason why I said you need not put your mobile number. Yeah, Gokila has put it again. So you just need to save that number on your mobile screen and pin the WhatsApp group so that it's on the top of your list of groups. Yeah, thank you. So why this masterclass? Before we proceed, what is the reason this masterclass is there? So quickly, can you write what is that makes us happy? Quickly, just before you get into the thing, what is the thing that makes us happy? Quickly, what makes you happy? Any one word? Her smile. Okay. Yeah, smiles are contagious. When we smile, you actually make a happy environment. Yep. Gratitude, peace of mind, mental peace, happy mind, roaming with friends, lovely, mental peace. Few more responses: happy environment, safety, sense of achievement, accomplishment, lovely, serotonin. Okay. So doing what you want to do. Okay, great. Peace of mind, love of family. Yeah, all of us, we need that. Brilliant, brilliant. So pleasure, calm mind, peace of mind, wonderful. So when we talk about happiness, first thing that we'll look at is, we'll find something against happiness, and this is the condition. Millions of people on this planet, they suffer from these negative emotions: stress, anxiety, worry, and restlessness, procrastination, irritation, guilt, shame, depression, lethargy, sleeplessness. It just goes on and on. So many negativities that has been seen through research, that these are now not just prevalent, they are even on a spike. They're going up and up. And when the scientists who are researching in this field, in the science of happiness domain, they found something very unique and interesting. That is, the reason of these unhappy situations are not just because of environment. What actually they are finding is, these are not necessarily because of the adverse circumstances or bad fortune or lack of money or some other lack of support or safety. Primarily, the biggest reason what they have found out is skills, or rather lack of skills to train the brain to be happy. So what they're saying, if we learn how to train our brain to be happy, we'll be happier in spite of a difficult circumstance. Do you agree with this? If you agree with this, just write agree. If you agree with this statement, that in spite of challenging condition, because it's been seen, people with crazy kind of wealth, people with every amenities around them, still they are unhappy. What is the reason? They see that there's something inside which is causing all this kind of stuffs. Yes, we need at least a decent, safe, secured environment. That's required. But in spite of these available, so many people are unhappy. And the primary reason being, we do not know how to train our brain to be happy. Yeah, wonderful. Most of you have, in fact, all of you have mentioned agree. Yeah, great. Now, the thing is how to do that. What is the thing that we need to do? We'll understand by default, our brain harbors these things. That means it homes or it gives shelter to anxiety, worry, sorrow, anger, fear, restlessness, guilt, shame, and these things are very default mode. They call it a default mode network, which brings these things onto our brain by nature's design. This is what is happening to everyone by nature's design. Unless we have some positive inheritance, we remain in this. Yeah, this is by default. Now, what we want to do now is, this default mode, we need to change it to a state that is calm, relaxed, balanced, organized, focused, joyful, blissful. All these things rather should be there inside us. That's what we are going to do through certain processes and plans. Yeah. Now, moving on. I have been uttering this word, science of happiness. Is there a science? Many people ask me, is there actually science called the science of happiness? Yes. Just let me give you a quick brief about what this science is. And pretty unknown or relatively unknown, because this is relatively a new uh, kind of a science. It's been relatively youth. It's in infancy, only about 20 odd years, maybe less than 30 years, 25 years or so. This science has come up and it has been really impacting lives of people. What is it? This is a combination of many sciences. Many inputs are coming from different fields, and this science is being growing and flourishing. What are those fields? One is a branch of psychology known as positive psychology. Yeah, positive psychology is giving a lot of input to this. If you have heard of a name called Martin Seligman, who has been contributing significantly to positive psychology and to science of happiness. Cognitive neuroscience, a domain of neuroscience or a branch of neuroscience, which tries to find out what happens in the brain, which leads to our experience and expression. Right now I'm speaking, what is happening in the brain? If I'm happy, what is happening in the brain? If I'm sad or angry or fearful, what is that is happening in the brain? This is what is cognitive neuroscience. So once we know what is that is happening in the brain, and if I can change that, then definitely I can change my unhappy mode to a happy mode. That's what cognitive neuroscience is contributing towards. Behavioral economics, a branch of economics, which is typically the psychological aspects of economics, which is contributing to the science of happiness. And most importantly, the Eastern meditative wisdom and practices. All those yogic practices, pranayamas, the many Chinese practices, many Indian practices, which are now being studied and are being researched upon to see how they are so powerful to make a human being happy. So that's the best part of it. This branch of science is actually bringing in both science and spirituality, rather the practices, the ancient powerful practices, to one space. And that's why it is so powerful and changing lives of people. What it does, it can measure the stable or the state of happiness of a person, and it can increase. Through some techniques, we'll see we can improve the happiness state of ours. Yeah. And this is primarily, I term it as a very empowering science and interesting science. And of the during the last 25 years, it has actually helped millions and millions of people on this planet to become happy. So it is a science which is empowering and interesting. All we can write SEI. SEI means this is a science which is empowering and interesting. Let's all write SEI if you understood what I meant to say. SEI means science which is empowering and very interesting. Lovely. Great. Now moving on. How I came to this field of science. Would you like to know a little bit about me, how I came here, what I did, and how I landed up in the science of happiness? Just say yes if you want to know a bit about my journey. Yeah, great. Thanks. So my journey actually started in the corporate. I joined a huge, large public sector organization and started there as an executive. And it was in 1993 when I joined. And I was growing pretty good in the organization, but there were challenges in my life. Although I was doing exceedingly well in terms of organizational hierarchical growth and doing decent kind of a job, but I was having stress, anxiety, worry, and internally I was disturbed. So much so that at the age of 28, I had to take medicines for high blood pressure. I was having high cholesterol by 2008. That means into 15 years of my journey in the corporate, I was having high cholesterol, having high blood pressure, a lot of internal disturbance, sleep disturbances, stress, and all these things were there. typical corporate kind of thing, and little more on the higher side. And that was causing a lot of irritation inside me, a lot of problem inside me. I was not knowing what I'm doing. And in 2008, due to some event, in fact, the event, let me cursorily mention, me along with my son, we had been lost in the jungles of the Jim Corbett Park. If you know Jim Corbett National Park, we were there, and somehow we got disconnected from the group when we were into the jungle for a nature walk, and we had a tiger. Almost tiger was there, and somehow we got rescued. It was a life-threatening moment, like another life we got. And that moment of almost like seeing death from the nearest quarter, that brought in some change in me, that I need to change this life. It cannot be this way. And that 2008 incident gave me two perspectives. One, my mind is very important, and there is something which is exceptional, unknown spiritual realm. So these two actually gave me a lot of insight, or a lot of interest that got generated. I started delving into this space. And specifically, I learned more on cognitive neuroscience and Eastern spiritual processes, practices, and ancient wisdom literature. So that brought me to this field. And in 2010, I chose to shift. In fact, in 2008 itself, I took a decision. By 2010, I shifted from marketing and went into the human resource development field, and worked with more than 15,000 people of different corporates and organizations and different kind of demography to help them change their quality of life. And in 2016, I collaborated with IIT Kharagpur in the space of the science of happiness. IIT Kharagpur is the only premier institute in the country to have a center for excellence for the science of happiness. In fact, globally, worldwide, every big and huge universities, they are having science of happiness studies and research centers. Only in India, only we have at IIT Kharagpur. If you go to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, all these big universities, they do have science of happiness centers of research. So in IIT Kharagpur, I could collaborate and learn from there, and then conducted number of workshops in collaboration with IIT Kharagpur and the organization where I was working as a faculty and working with people. These are few of the glimpses where we worked out there. The person at the center of the screen with me, I'm in the black t-shirt and he's in the red color, maroon color attire. Dr. Samdu Chetri, whom was one of the biggest name in the science of happiness domain. He was the first executive director, founder director of the Gross National Happiness Center at Bhutan, one of its kind in the world, one of the most respected figures in the science of happiness. So I got opportunity to learn from him and also collaborate with him to conduct workshops. And he was kind of my mentor in this field. And we had the first workshop held at a place called Netrahat. It was a retreat for top CEOs and CXOs of different companies, where he said, Sandip is a great teacher of happiness and mindfulness. I witnessed his teaching at Netrahat. It's a place in Jharkhand, and was not only impressed, but learned from him. Of course, it is his humility which is speaking. He's a phenomenal person, so much of knowledge and wisdom, and he's so humble. That's why he can write this for me. I was rather his student, but nevertheless, I had immense learning from Dr. Samdu Chetri. So with these learnings, I chose to quit my job in 2020 with a mission that, since this is impacting lives of so many people, why not we bring it to a larger audience, and with a mission that I'll reach out to more than 1 lakh people in this country and help bring in smile to all of their faces, and they can eventually take it further. And thankfully, in the last couple of years, 2020 to till now, we have covered more than 10,000 people on the online mode, and it's growing, and more people are taking it and spreading it further. I'm again expressing my sincere gratitude to you for being part of this. I know you will take it further and help people be more happy in their life. So with that, let's come on to the course curriculum, and we'll start straightway delve into the subject. Yeah. Now, let's look at the course outline, what you're going to learn in today's session and subsequent sessions. Today, we are going to learn about something called the history of the negative mind. And we will understand the negativity of the mind through human trap, a framework called human trap. We'll understand this. Why are we unhappy by default? What is it inside which is causing our life to be negative? We'll first understand that. With this, what are we going to gain? We will develop awareness. We'll understand what is it that is causing problem, and you will be happy to know that only there are 6 different things which are causing or the root causes of our happiness as far as the brain networks are concerned, and we have to handle only these 6 things. Yeah, that's what we are going to learn, and few of the tasks that we are going to do. We'll understand what is the problem so that we can take this journey further. Yeah, that's what we are going to do today. Then we are going to get to tomorrow's session, which is the central session, the most core aspect of this course, which we call the miracle practice. So we'll understand the miracle formula. But before that, we'll know what is mind, what are the different aspects of mind, and how the brain mediates it. More, we will see how we can understand the mind and how we can modulate and moderate the mind and master the mind. That's what we'll learn tomorrow. And next, day after tomorrow is the day where we'll be applying these techniques on ourselves. So we'll go for application, although the application starts right from today, but application of the miracle formula, what we call audit the mind and edit the mind. First, check what is happening in the mind, then change what is happening in the mind. Check and change, audit and edit. That's what we will be doing. And I'll also give you a roadmap to implement the miracle formula for 21 days. But there is a little caution. Please be there live so that I can share with you. This will be shared live with you, this miracle formula template. So please be there. We'll be sharing the live session with you. The link on the live session, right? Is it clear? Is the outline absolutely clear? Day 1, we are going to understand the problems which cause unhappiness in the mind, the root causes, which is known as human trap. Number 2, day 2 is miracle formula and how the mind functions, what are different aspects of mind, how we can manage the mind better. Third, day after tomorrow, we'll learn how to apply certain techniques so that we can make our mind or we can make ourselves happy. Is it very clear, right? CC stands for crystal clear. We need to understand the processes, or rather the course outline very clearly, crystal clear, then we'll proceed further. Wonderful, wonderful. Lovely. Great, great, great. Thank you. Thank you for the responses. Now, one more thing, all the bonuses that we have promised will be shared on day 3. So please, I would urge all of you to be there live in every session. Otherwise, we'll miss out something. So please be there live on every session. Go through the tasks that we are going to share with you. Please be available and involved. That's what we request you all to do. The bonus, which we have promised, the book will be shared on day 3 as well. So, yeah. So now we are also on day 3. One more thing that we will do. Day 3, we have the session will be 1.5 hours or a little more. It will be 90 minutes to 100 minutes. Other days, it will be about 70 minutes, 60 to 70 minutes. On that day, it will be about 90 to 100 minutes. Reason being, one, we'll have interaction. We'll have, you can speak to me, and we'll also have chatting. You can give your question on the chat box. I'll respond to that. Number 2, I'll also be sharing, we have an advanced level course. I'll be sharing the detail, but again, that is something which you, if you are sure, you can join in, and you are most welcome to join. And it's an optional thing. If you're sure and you're committed that you can give that much of time, and there is an investment involved. So if you're sure, you can join us, right? So that day I'll take about 5 or maybe 10 minutes for that advanced course detail. About half an hour we'll have interaction. I'll take your question maybe on mic or on the chat box, and I'll be responding to you. Yeah. Is this clear again? Please just write clear. I can see someone writing it's clear to an extent. Lipsaji is saying clear to an extent. Now is it clear? Day 1, problem identification. Day 2, what are the solution? Day 3, application of the techniques. Yeah. Yes. Great. Clear. And day 3 will be longer session. As I said, it will be about 90 to 100 minutes session. Yeah. So now let's get on to I'll have this statement before you, that we usually see that people have different responses under the same situation, same problem, same challenge, same difficulty. There are 2 different kinds of people. One set of people who will be relatively calm and they'll be responding in a very matured manner, not disturbed inside as much. They're organized and bounce back from the problem. The problem comes and problem goes. They are back in their full power and completely they're normal. Now, some other people will find they are completely disturbed, agitated, torn from inside. They respond in a very unusual way. Sometimes they cannot respond. Mind is foggy and they tremble. Same situation, 2 different individuals, they respond differently. Do you agree with this? Have you seen this? Just write, I have experienced. I experienced, i.e. I have seen. Yeah. Do you agree with this? Yeah. Right. I agree. Yeah. Why is this? That's what Science of Happiness wants to find out. What are those elements which differentiate these 2 sets of people? One person is so calm, composed, and organized and balanced and so appropriately responding. The other person is agitating, not even in a position to respond in a proper manner. What is it that is differentiating? That's what we're going to look at. But one more thing that I'll bring in here. It's not just 2 different individuals. The same individual under 2 different conditions of the mind, 2 different state of mind, responds very differently to the same challenge, same problem, same catastrophe. If the mind state is different, our approach is different. We can be calm if our mind state is different for the same response from the same challenge. Do you agree with this? Just write, do you agree with this? 2 different mindsets, our response are different. Just say agree if you agree with this. If you can change the mindset, if you can change that state of mind, our response would be different. Yeah. Do you agree? Yes. Yes. Brilliant. We have all experienced this. And that is what we are going to learn. Yeah. That's what we are going to do in these 3 days. How we can change that state of mind so our responses become so different under the same challenge. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely to see all your responses flooding in. Wow. Now, what you're going to learn today is the human trap. Human trap is an acronym based on the scientific research. We'll talk about 6 different root causes of unhappiness, which is caused by our brain networks. And if we understand that, we can do a lot of good to ourselves. In fact, all the scientists, especially when we look at scientists like Dr. Richard Davidson, who is one of the most regarded scientists in the field of cognitive, rather contemplative neuroscience and science of happiness. He says, if we are aware of our unhappiness, then we are happy to almost 50% of unhappiness goes away. So what we are doing today, we are bringing in awareness why we are unhappy. What is it that is happening inside our brain, which is causing unhappiness? That's what we're going to do, right? I would urge all of you to be absolutely attentive. I'm not going to take you through any kind of jargon, any kind of anatomy of the brain. We are going to understand these things through our experiences. Yeah. So human trap, we'll go through each one of them one by one, but I would urge all of your active participation, presence, awareness, attention. Please be there, and you can have a pen and paper with you. You can take down the notes if you want to, but all your attention should be on the class. Are we all ready to go? Just write RTG, because here we all want to be there and understand this, right? RTG, ready to go. You are ready to go, ready, prepared, and we are getting in to this right now. Yeah. As I said, this is based on science. That means these 6 different mechanisms in the brain which cause unhappiness in us. Let's look at them one by one, and then we'll start understanding them with our own experiences, right? First one, H stands for holding on trap. Holding on trap. As the name suggests, what is holding on trap? We hold on to certain past memories, and there are certain neural pathways in our brain, certain small parts in the brain which mediate this, which moderate this. So we go back in the memory lane, bring some past memories, typically negative ones, and suffer in the present moment. Something happened long back or something happened few days back, but we bring them now and suffer from them in the present moment. Yeah. Do you see that? All of us, we experience this past memory, and typically 2 things. Let's understand this. 2 things. One is an event. There is an event when I lost a lot of money, I lost a job, or somebody in my family passed away. Something which is an event which remain in my mind, and I go back there repeatedly and fall into that trap, holding on trap. The other one is there is tendency of this. Some people have a tendency of always living in the past. Yesterday something happened, still I'm struggling with that. Last week somebody criticized me, I'm still struggling with that. So there are 2 ways, 2 things we need to understand in holding on trap. One event which is repeatedly coming, I'm always suffering from that, or I have a temperament of living in the past. I cannot release things easily. I always live in my past. Yeah. Let me give you an example. In one of my workshops, during the tea break, a person came to me. His name is Tripathi. Tripathi came to a very senior official in a corporate. He was a senior vice president. I think that time he was a vice president. He came to me and said, do you know, Sandip, I suffer from holding on trap for last 20 years. And that day, I was facing an interview of the UPSC. He has qualified in the written of the UPSC examination to become an IAS officer, and doing exceedingly well till 30 minutes of the interview. So much so that one of the members of the board said that you are appropriate for this kind of administrative job. But something happened in the last 5 minutes. He had an argument with the chairman of the board, and so much so that he almost used some language which was unacceptable. And the chairman of board upfront said, you are rejected right here because you do not have a temperament to handle such kind of a job. And Tripathi, from that day onwards, 20 years, he said, there is not a single day when I never felt that was a loss in my life. I could have been an IAS officer, but that one mistake, I lost a brilliant opportunity. And he suffered for 20 years, although he was a vice president, very intelligent guy, but suffering in still that memory. And later on, of course, I took him through some processes and he could come out of it. What is the process? Can anybody say? You just need to release it. We are holding on to something. Now there has to be some process so that we can release it, leave it, allow it to flow out. That thing again needs some kind of mind's practice. We have to do something inside so that it can be done. So many of us, we have this challenge of living in the past with an event or our natural tendency to live in the past. Something happened, I cannot just leave it and go forward, move forward. And this is a cause of misery in many lives. Many people have seen, they suffer from this. So holding on trap leads to misery. Just write misery. Holding on trap, if you are suffering from holding on trap, you are living a life of misery, just like life. Or sadness, misery or sadness, whatever it is. Yeah. Misery is the outcome of this. We live a life of misery if you are holding on to something and unable to leave it, release it. I know so many of us, everyone, in fact, this is a human tendency. It's not just you and me, everyone, we have a tendency to remember something bad and suffer. But if it becomes chronic, if it is going beyond a critical threshold, then we are suffering. We are inviting our life is miserable. So our life becomes miserable if you are holding on to things. Yeah, I understand you are getting it, what I intend to say. So this is one. Suffering from the past, negative memory, it is happening through certain systems in the brain. We are not getting into the biology or physiology or that part of the thing, neural pathways which are doing this. We need to understand that this is one set of problems which cause unhappiness. Yeah? Living in the past. Now moving on to the next one. You, human, H, second one is you. What is it? It's called uncertainty trap. This is just the reverse of the holding on trap. Holding on trap, we bring something from the past, and in the present, we suffer from that. We run that memory and suffer in the present. It has happened long back, but now I'm suffering because I'm holding on. Now, uncertainty is kind of a mirror image. At present, nothing is a problem, but I am projecting a negative outcome to the future. Oh my God, I may lose some money in the future because of stock market, or I may lose my job. I may have some kind of health issue. My son may not, or my daughter may not do good in life. All this futuristic. Tomorrow there's a presentation. I don't know how I'll face my boss. Day after tomorrow, there is an examination. I don't know how to do good in the examination. All these futuristic things we create in the mind. Our mind is super, super powerful in creating things. And we will use this. We'll see this. We will use this to our advantage as we learn the miracle formula. What the mind is doing, it is creating a negative imaginary thing and projecting to the future. Uncertainty. Everything is uncertainty. We are creating a negative thing in that uncertainty space. Do you see that? And uncertainty, unfortunately, it leads to so many things. In fact, in the last 2 years, when Corona was at its peak and following that, I've seen uncertainty, or this is growing at unusual level. The growth rate of this uncertainty trap is so high. People are having anxiety, worry, apprehension, so much of panicky about what is going to come in the next step. This is probably one of the highest trap or highest impacting trap at this moment. So many people are anxious about their life, about their future, their job, their career. Everything is as if something is happening. So many of us are so fearful about the life itself. They think that they're going to die. Who is not going to die? But they are projecting that I'm going to die. What will happen? What will happen this way, that way? And if I catch this kind of a disease, cancer, this, that, it can happen. But why are we suffering at this point in time? Because of this network inside, which is projecting a negative things. In fact, uncertainty trap leads to a pathetic life. Uncertainty trap actually creates a horrible life. Why? Because by doing that, we are also becoming that. Our systems, internal systems will find more uncertain you are, you will be having higher blood pressure, heart rate goes up, breathing is very unusual. So we are also creating that, unable to think clearly and creating a miserable life, creating a hopeless life. Our life is becoming bad because we are creating, projecting it. If you understood what I mean here, just mention uncertainty leads to hopelessness. ULH. Uncertainty trap leads to hopelessness, but don't be afraid. We are going to find out ways and means. I'm going to give you something through which you can overcome this. That's what we're going to discuss. Yeah. This hopeless life is created by us only. If you're creating that, then it's like, what we want, you'll get. What we are doing inside, it will be manifested in due course. Yeah. So uncertainty trap, we have to come out of. So what? Holding on trap, uncertainty trap. Now going on to the next one. It's called me and my relationship trap. Many people ask me, what? Relationship is a trap and that's a network inside the brain? Yes, absolutely. We create relationships because of some network in the brain. There is a whole lot of a system known as the mirror neuron system, or the mirror neurons. Different kind of neurons are there, which create a lot of relationship things. But what we are talking here is not about relationships, but sufferings from relationships. I always explain, don't think about relationships, but sufferings from relationships. We suffer in relationship domain. And there are 3 domains where we suffer. Only 3 domains. Only 3 possibilities where we suffer. What are they? 1, suffering in loving relationships. Suffering in loving relationships. What are these loving relationships? I love somebody, and still I suffer in that. I love my child. I love my spouse, my husband, or my wife. I love my parents. But in that loving relationship also, I suffer. If you look at yourself, you will see that you are suffering because your son is not studying. You are shouting at him and he's replying back. There's a lot of chaos going on, and we are suffering, angry and fearful, restless. All these things. What is going to happen to her? He's behaving like this manner. Suffering in that. Husband, wife, so much of suffering happening. Although if you ask, why not you part? They'll say, what? Just for fun, I told, oh, such a horrible wife you have. Just leave her. He said, what are you saying? Do you know what you're saying? I said, I know, but see the reaction that you are giving me. That means you're loving her, but still you're suffering in that. Why? So we suffer in our loving relationships. Number 2, we suffer in hateful relationships. We have enemies, we have bosses, we have maybe in-laws whom we really hate. Even sometimes, even hateful relationship between spouse. Because of social circumstance, they cannot leave each other, or they cannot go away, but they suffer in that horrible, hateful relationship. Again, another suffering. Some people, we are jealous, we hate them, and they are growing, we are suffering. So many things happening. We hate some people and we suffer in that. Somebody is abusive, a boss who is absolutely like a abusive tyrant kind of a boss, narcissist, control freak boss. We suffer in that. So hateful relationship also we suffer. We suffer in loving relationship. We suffer in hateful relationship. We also suffer in lost relationships. Somebody has passed away, died. Again, so many people lost their life during the corona phase. So many of us, we are suffering because we lost somebody in our life. There are also suffering when there is a divorce, or there is a breakup, or there is another situation where you are old and your children are abroad. Hardly any connect. They're so busy in their life and you cannot connect with them. That relationship as if it is lost and they're suffering. I'm working with so many people who are in their 70s, 80s, and somebody is recently I was talking to is 84 and suffering from this lost relationship. So we're suffering in relationships. Only 3 domains of suffering. H or L is loving relationship. H is hateful relationship. And again, L is lost relationship. If you understood, if you got it so far, just mention LHL. LHL means we are suffering in loving relationship, hateful relationship, and lost relationship. How to handle, how to manage, there are ways. We'll discuss about them, about the processes, whatever we can discuss during these 3 days, we'll discuss that. And we'll learn from some those as well. Yeah, LHL. So far, are we getting something of me, some sense of value and meaningful things we are getting? Are we understanding something? Just mention these are making sense and you are understanding as well. Is it clear? Are you getting something? Is it interesting? Whatever one word that comes to your mind, just mention that. I just need to understand whether it is making sense to you. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Making sense. Yes, interesting. Great. Yes, thank you. Yes, getting it. Great, great, great. So this understanding is important because this is the fundamental foundation on which we'll be working on as you go to tomorrow and day after tomorrow sessions. Yes. Yeah, brilliant. Great, great, great. Moving on to the next trap, which we call autonomy trap. This trap is, autonomy means freedom. We want freedom in life. So autonomy trap is, in today's life, we are having so much of problem, so much of complexity, so much of responsibility, so much of time demand, that we do not have freedom to live our life the way we want to live our life. So much of pressure. Go to office, 10 things are pending, and you do not have time even to go for a coffee or tea. Not just that, we don't have time for ourselves, not time for our family members. Why? Because of so much of tasks, so much of complexities. I go to office and there is a traffic jam. I don't have a choice. No autonomy. Homemaker, somebody is maybe housewife or a house husband. Look at the challenges right from the morning. She is completely engaged all through the daytime to get things done. No time for, no me time, no self time. So I'm feeling like limited. I'm feeling like there is no financial freedom. Giving a choice, in fact, I have done such surveys in my workshops. Given a choice, more than 90% of people would leave their job, and if they're given the money, just for money they're working, just for their living they're working. Given a choice, they'll just go away and do something else because they don't like their job. It is so overwhelming. There are nothing, no autonomy. Boss is deciding what I'll do. Go to office with some plan and suddenly there are 10 meetings and you are lost. So this is autonomy trap, the time which has been snatched away from our life, primarily because of responsibilities. And there is one more thing. In fact, not just responsibility outside, we also, some people by nature, they are timid. They feel they are limited and small. So this also creates a problem. Although in a way, I feel there is nothing to be feeling like I do not have freedom, but still I'm feeling I'm having limitations. I'm imprisoned. Always I'm asking, have you seen some people always checking with the boss? One of my bosses, who was very senior in the office, in that corporate, and he would not do a single thing without asking his boss, even asking me. I was a subordinate. He was so much of internal limitations or imprisonment. So both happens. One, externally, the situation is such that I am not getting freedom. Second, I become, inside, I am imprisoned. So we'll see how to overcome these two things. So autonomy trap, my freedom is snatched away, and how to find time for myself, for my family, and also feel free inside. Yeah, sense of freedom is very important. That's what is also causing a lot of unhappiness in people's life. Yeah. Next one. This is again a very, I call it probably the most important one. We call it name, fame, status, identity trap. Identity trap. And we'll understand it with a small, quick example. What is this identity trap? And we'll see this is probably the most important trap. If you can handle this, many things will be sorted. Let me take you through an example, a very unfortunate, pathetic example. We see sometimes on the news channels, on newspapers, that one person, very brilliant guy in one of the top universities or top institutions in the country, has committed suicide. Maybe IIT, IIM, IISc, Indian Institute of Sciences, AIMS. But why? Why this child who is so brilliant, why has he committed or she committed suicide? Extreme step in life. Just look at the person's life. Right from the beginning, from the childhood, she has been exceptional, brilliant, everyone around, parents, teachers, the friends, relatives, everyone was saying, look at that amazing kid. So brilliant, such a mind she has or he has. Everyone is saying he is exceptional, brilliant, and shining, and every positive things that people are saying. Suddenly he or she cracks one of the toughest examination and gets into a premier institute of the country, and then finds herself in a place where everyone is alike. Everyone is normal. She is no more exceptional. Not that. Even the teacher is saying, you are hopeless. You cannot submit your task on time. You cannot understand this. You're a fool, buffoon. All these things. Suddenly, the status of extraordinary, brilliant, amazing, shining, all these things have been crashed. So identity of this has now come down to identity of being a fool, normal, average, mediocre. All this has come, and there is a death of an identity. Do you see that? Death of an identity. When identity is crushed, almost brain behaves as if there is an imminent death. So identity, which we try to find out through our name, fame, status in the society, if it is dwindling, if it is crushed, we are internally completely destroyed. Identity is paramount, so important in our life. Identity, if you can handle this, people also term it as ego. You can call it as ego also, but it is more about that identity that you carry with yourself, what you are. If you understand, if you can handle that in the best possible way, you'll find 80 to 90% of your situations are handled appropriately. I call it identity is paramount. Paramount means most important. Just try it. If you understood this, IIP, identity trap is paramount. IIP, if you understood this, and we'll be putting in a lot of efforts, a lot of discussion around this, and 3 powerful techniques I'm going to share with you how to handle this internal identity effectively. Yeah, that's what we're going to do as we're going through the next couple of days. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Brilliant to see all your responses coming in. Now, going to the last one, which is we call equality unfairness trap. What is it? Always in life, all the time, we see that life is not always fair. We say somebody is better than us now who was not as good a student earlier. I have put in all my efforts for last 1 year and somebody else got the promotion because he or she was close to the boss. I had done so much of hard work and somebody got the job because there is some connection out there. All things happen in life. And then we cry, oh my God, I'm so unfortunate in my life. That fellow has cheated me. Unfairness happening all around. Injustice happening all around. And again, there is an internal mechanism which always starts looking at comparing my situation vis-a-vis other situation. Unfairness, injustice, and this mechanism again causes a lot of internal turmoil. I can remember my one very simple, easy thing to relate. It was about a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And I was standing in a queue to get a ticket, to book a ticket. And it was very slow moving queue. It was not even moving a feet, a couple of feet in the last 15, 20 minutes. And suddenly we noticed somebody very powerful, a gentleman very powerful with 2 bodyguards. Seems to be powerful because he was having 2 bodyguards with him. Just chose not to be on queue. And then he went on to the ticket counter, just asked the guy to give the ticket, got the ticket and went away with it. And internally I was fuming, boiling. What nonsense, how this can happen, how this is bad, unfair, injustice happening, what will happen to this country, just fuming inside. Then after maybe a few moments, I realized, oh my God, what am I doing? Already it has been, there's something wrong has happened. And now I'm doing the second wrong thing. I'm hurting myself. I'm not protesting because I don't have the courage to protest. Probably that could have been done. But if I cannot do that, why to hurt myself? So what I just thought in my mind, see, sometimes I also get some privileges because I know somebody in some office and he or she gives me some little more advantage. That time I never say that this is injustice, unfair. But now since I'm in the receiving end, I'm saying, oh, unfair, injustice, bad, why I'm so unfortunate in life, why I'm born to such parents who are so poor, or why they have not given me the best of education. All these things I start cribbing, crying and complaining, but that's not going to help. Easier said than done. There are some situations where unfairness is so much, very, very difficult to come out of that. Just saying or discussing is fine, but in practical life, it's very difficult, hard to come out because it is being, again, strongly hardwired. How to come out? Yeah, there are ways and means how to accept those things. That's what we're going to learn in tomorrow's session. But for sure, these 6 are the critical elements. Do you see? Do you agree with me? Have you understood these things? If you have understood the human trap so far, just write HUMANE, human. If you have understood, there are 6 different things which we discussed right now. Just write HUMANE. And now we are going to go for a quick task. Can you see this on your screen? Can you see this? Human traps, a small note on each one of the traps. Then we have given a small template out there. Yeah. We are going in for a quick task here. Let's all figure out what is that which is the most predominant trap in me. Are you all ready? Are you all ready to go for this? Let's do it. Let's find out what is the trap which is causing the most misery in my life, most kind of difficulty in my life. Yeah, already we have shared the link out there. Yeah, shared the link out there. And let me tell you once that we are going to share few templates as we're going through the sessions, but these will be shared only in live sessions. So please do click on that, and you can download that on your device. Just click on that and download that on your device. And for now, just do one thing. First, download that, click on that and download. Write D if you have downloaded. Just write D if you have downloaded this template. Yeah. All those who have done it, just quickly write D. So you have downloaded this template. Just you need to click on that and download the template. It's a quick check. It's a good check, powerful thing to let us know, make us aware what is the trap which is causing all this problem in life. What is that trap, right? Great. So I believe almost all of us, we have downloaded this. Now take out your paper and pen and quickly do this task. It will just take a minute's time. Let's start. It's 8:27. We're going for 1 minute for doing it. What we are going to do, each one of these traps, we have to rate in a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the highest impact, which is causing pain in your life, and 1 being the lowest impact in your mind. So write down H, what is the number? Whatever, it may be 3, it may be 7, it may be 10, it may be 1, depending on intensity of that. Just write down those numbers, because each one of us, we experience all these 6 traps. First, we'll take up the maximum or the topmost reason for our unhappiness. We'll find out the one which is highest. We'll take that one as the predominant trap and then work on that. H means holding on trap. For your ease, it is also written on the left side. You can just go through on the left side. We have just mentioned it. What is it? For a quick recall, you can download and keep it all the time with you, knowing what is this, right? Got it? Yeah. So just mention the highest trap, the predominant trap, and the number on your chat box if you have completed. Just highest one, most predominant one. So predominant trap and the number. U9, I can see H. Somebody is having H5. Great. Highest trap is 5. That means you are happy. M9, H9, H5, U10, H10. I can see a lot of U and H, which is causing N10. N is there. Okay. U10, H10, H8, E10, H10, U10, H and H8, H9, A8, H8, U7, H, A. I can see 3 coming mostly A, U, and H. M. Yeah, I can see my relationship trap. 1, H. Yeah. A6, M6, M6. Now some M are also there. So primarily, if you look at, we are seeing people having holding on trap, We are seeing people with uncertainty trap, probably holding on trap, uncertainty trap, leading the list. Some M, some A. Yeah. When we say, what is N? What is N? N is, some people may see, sometimes we feel very low in confidence. That means it is N. It is name, fame. So your status, you are not finding it. People who are having, aspiring something but not getting, that's what is causing havoc in their life. Aspirations are also name, fame, and status, identity. My identity is small. So identity is that trap, right? Or N is that trap. Yeah. What is E? E is unfair. I have been seeing jealousy come from unfairness trap. Envy comes from unfairness trap. Yeah. Great. So I believe, please go through this again and do it at your leisure again, reflect on that. And then tomorrow we'll also work on beyond this. Now, having said that, we are just about 8:30. As I said, it will take about maybe another 5-6 minutes, and we'll do a powerful exercise right now. And this exercise, or this technique, I would say, I'll explain the power of this technique on day 3, why this is so powerful. And this technique is something like this. We are going to go for bringing out our happiest version. So we need to learn some techniques. Of course, many of these techniques, these are just techniques. The fundamental of these techniques we'll be discussing tomorrow and day after, where we are going deep inside and uprooting something. We'll understand those fundamentals and we can apply those on our life as well. So the technique that I'm going to share right now, let's do it on the fly. Right now we'll do. Take out one more piece of paper. Take a piece of paper, white piece of paper. It has to be one piece of paper, and start writing at present moment, in the current scenario. What are the things which are causing misery in your mind, causing pain in your life, leading to a lot of difficulty in your life, making you unhappy in life? Just write those things, maybe in bullet points, or write in little detail. Let's say you have having some relationship issue, just write my relationship issues with my spouse, or with somebody, with my boss, which is causing a lot of pain in me. So just write it down. While writing, be indifferent, just write it down. Don't think about it much, just write it down. And you can in the bracket write what is the trap it is coming from. Like, let's say boss is causing a lot of problem in my life. So it's a relationship, hateful relationship, just write M. M is me and my relationship. Or let's say I'm remembering a past event, suffering from it, H. So always my memory of, let's say I had missed an opportunity, lost a job, that's what is causing problem. Just write that and write H. So write down few points, maybe 3-4 points, 3-4 things which are causing a lot of pain in your life in today's time. Don't go back. Don't try to bring some pain to your life. At present, whatever is causing pain in your life, making you unhappy, write that, and you can write the trap in a bracket in one single letter, right? Start writing it. Let's take just 2 minutes and mention the moment you have finished writing. Yeah. First, we are writing, all of us, we are writing this. Just in about 2 minutes, it's 8:33, 8:35, we are done. Please just in bullet point, few words, just write down whatever that is causing pain, misery, agony, disturbance, restlessness, anxiety in your life. Just write that. If there is no cause, just write uncertainty. It is just you're feeling depressed, uncertain. So just write uncertainty trap. One more minute to go. Write down the things which are making you unhappy on a piece of paper. All of you, please be on camera. I can see all of you are, most of you are hiding behind the camera. Let's come on camera. Let's all switch on our camera so that we all look at each other. I know that you are doing it. Please do come on camera. Yeah, please do come on camera. I want to see all of you on camera. And do write, complete your writing. Great. I can see your writing. As you have done with the experiment or done with this. Yeah, just about 15-20 seconds to go. Now you get a kind of ball, which is ceramic preferably, or a place where it is safe. Put that paper inside that ball or in a small container and get a matchbox and lit it up. You can do it in the next 1 minute time. If you cannot do it unsafe at your place, maybe you can in a confined space or at some place where you cannot do that, shred it up and just hold it in your hand. You can put it in a water place where water or some flow of water is there. Now let's do it right now. While doing that, while you are lighting it up, when you are making that flame burn, that paper burn, do one thing. As it is burning, just look at that flame, relax your body, completely relax your body. Let's all do that. Completely relax your body, look at that flame, and just suggest your mind, mentally speak to yourself. I have destroyed all my misery. I've destroyed all my sufferings today. I destroyed my sufferings today. Yeah? Just tell yourself, I have destroyed my sufferings today. And feel that as it is burning, feel that just at this moment in time, I'm completely free from those sufferings. Free from those sufferings as I have destroyed them. Right at this point in time, I'm getting the freedom from those sufferings. And feel that inside yourself as you're looking at the flame which is burning. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. Be very careful. Take all safety precautions while doing it. Put that paper inside that ball or a place where it is absolutely not going to fly out, and lit up the matchbox or that matchstick and burn that paper. Look at that flame, saying that I have destroyed my sufferings today. I'll explain the entire science behind this on day 3, how it works, what it does to your brain and mind, how it completely changes the neural pathways as you do it. Yeah. I hope we are done with this. If some of you could not do it because of locational disadvantage, please do it afterwards. And the task for today, I'm going to give you some task every day. And this task has a significance. We need to do this in order to get some advantage in our life. In fact, we can transform our life if we are committed to do certain tasks, apply certain techniques in our life, go through certain processes and bring those things into our life. If you are committed only, we are going to win. Otherwise, it's not going to help. Let me be very blunt and harsh on this. If you are not committed, it's not going to help you at all. So please be committed to do what we are suggesting you to do with trust. If it doesn't work for you after some time, please drop it. It's absolutely your choice. But I'm sure if you are committed, you are going to succeed. So for that, I have some gift for you as well. All of you who are committed, if you are going to do the tasks on every single day, you are going to get another book from me. And this book is my first book, E-State of the Devas. I'm going to give you the copy of this book, the e-book of E-State of the Devas, if you are completing your tasks every day. Today's task, you just take a picture of that ball and post it on the WhatsApp group. Below that, just write, I destroyed my sufferings today. That would be the caption. And you are taking a snap of the burning ball You can take it right now, and then you can put it on the WhatsApp group, writing, I have destroyed my sufferings today. Tomorrow, again, we are going to give you one more task. Also take the click of the, 2 tasks every day. In fact, today, another task is there. Just click the trap that you have found out, the piece of paper where you've done it, which is the predominant trap. Just take the screenshot of that, or rather the photo of that, and post it in the WhatsApp group as well. So 2 photographs you are going to post, and you are going to get the book. If you're completing tasks every single day, today, tomorrow, and day after, please do these 2 things. And more than just getting the book, it is for your sake you should do it. If you are not committed, nobody else can help you in changing your plight at this moment in time. So my sincere request, urge, that please do apply techniques, understand these things, and apply the techniques that we are going to share today, tomorrow, and day after. You'll see we see change in your life. For the sake of your own life, please do it, and you'll find brilliant things happening in the process. So thank you very much. Before we conclude the session, there is a question from Supriya Chauhanji. I have a question. My suffering from health issues, anxiety, indigestion. What is the root cause? Oh, wonderful. So for these kind of things, so let's say it's anxiety, health issues. What are they? In fact, when we looking at problems or mind's difficulty from health, habit, it is holding on trap, because there are certain programs which you hold on to, and that's what is causing the mental trauma and pain. You can take it as holding on trap, right? Uncertainty. Normally, anxiety comes from the uncertainty trap. Normally, it may be from other sources as well. Okay, there is one request for getting the recording. Would you like to have the recording of today's session? Just mention, would you like to have the recording of OCD is absolutely holding on trap. So would you like to have the recording of today's session? Right? Yes, but with a condition. We are going to share the recording, provided every day I'll be sharing. Please do subscribe to the channel, because we'll be sharing the YouTube recording or YouTube link for the recording. Please do subscribe to that. The reason being, we are going to share a lot of value stuff on how to become happy. So it's for your sake. Please do subscribe, and please do go through the recording. Please do go through the recording and revise it, understand it more. That's the reason why I'm going to share the recording with you for a limited period of time. So please watch it within the next 3 days. Yeah. Yeah, we will be, this admin control will be removed after the session for some time. So during that time, you have to post your things, right? The second task is taking you have done your human trap activity in that template in your piece of paper, which is the highest trap. All those numbers you have put, take the picture of that and put it in the WhatsApp group. So 2 things you have to do. Did you get it, Lipsaji? Yeah, okay, great. So before we conclude the session, I just would love to have your response about how was the overall feeling, experience of the session. Did you like it? Was it of value? Did you get something? Just in one word, how was the overall session for the day? Excellent. Very inspiring. Great. Thank you. Good, exciting, awesome, valuable, good, knowledgeable, great, wonderful. It was great, awakening, good, very much valued, valuable, and assuring, productive, lovely, really learned. Great, lovely to have your wonderful words. It means a lot to me that you're getting value. But actually, when we say value, it is about getting something inside, getting some real change in our life. And that would only come when we are committed and applying and learning with commitment and applying them in our life. My sincere request that please do apply whatever you are learning. Please do apply on yourself and help others to become happy. We know it's a very difficult time we all are going through on this planet. COVID, war, and whatnot, economic crisis. So let's pray for the entire planet, every person, every creature out there. Let's pray for their well-being and happiness. And let's pray for each other who are here. Let's, for a moment, pray for everybody's well-being and happiness. With that thought, may God bless all of us. Tomorrow exactly at 7:30 again, we'll connect. Thank you. God bless.